Welcome to Tiny Titans Week. I am going to be looking at 5 issues from very different periods that relate to Tiny Titans. Our first one is this, from 2024. It is Tiny Titans 16. It's not every day that I am looking at a recent comic, and as I said that, I clocked which character has been left off this cover, and it is inexcusable. They are the main character in the issue, and that is Donatello, who by this issue's end will be leader of the team and the last one standing. Leave her off the cover, why not? The Tiny Titans have been invited to become part of the Justice League. This is bad IP management and counterproductive decisions that should be expected from modern comics. The Tiny Titans cannot stand as their own thing. They are only good or relevant by being made into a branch of the Justice League. And I want to say, other than Donatello and Dick Grayskull, every character has terrible designs in this. They aren't the fault of this artist, they come from other things, past runs or other artists. The Flask one, Willie West, that is the ugliest thing he has ever worn. It looks like it belongs in Injustice 2, which is the nastiest thing you can say about a design. Shrek Boy causes a small incident on the Justice League satellite. He irritated an alien life form, and I don't like a lot about this issue. It is a very, very small thing, but I even don't like the speech balloons. There's no outline to them, but they will often be placed against white in the background. And it looks like an unfinished comic. And then Red Arrow shows up to rejoin the team. And the main thing I don't like, one of the main things rather, there's two big things. I hate this entire conflict we have here, with everyone on the Justice League satellite hating the Tiny Titans. It is forced. It is unflattering. I don't know what it's trying to do. It's not making anyone look good. There's obviously loads of current DC continuity in this. Stuff you don't know, stuff I don't know. That's fine. I found this to be especially egregious though. Mrs. Questions, the female legacy character, is apparently in charge of the Justice League's satellite. Why? She's not a member of the team. She's not on the Justice League. She's not even like a character that has appeared much in 15 years. Someone had an idea, and it doesn't really matter if it works or makes sense to a reader. Just let them do it. Make Robert gay. Make Superboy trans. Make the worst excuse for a comic ever produced. Another development is that Willie West is leaving the team straight off the bat. I'll take that as a good thing. It means I don't have to look at his rancid costume anymore. But to backtrack a bit, I have not read Mrs. Questions all along the Watchtower. I feel unfair lumping it in with those other atrocities. I think it is an odd idea, having a not very popular or well-known character from almost 20 years ago suddenly thrust into a position where she is somehow appearing in a Tiny Titans comic and being established as their superior and having authority over a team with longevity and some of the longest enduring DC characters. I understand things change, and who knows, it might actually be a good second lease on life for her as a character. I guess the problem is I don't think her setup, or her personality are implemented in this well at all. It is more off-putting than it should be. It's like a backhanded guest appearance. She gets to be in a Tiny Titans comic, but alienate anyone forever with a poorly established, in this issue, setup and a loathsome attitude towards all the characters you like. So here is the team: Donatello, Shrek Boy, Nightbird, Dick Grayskull, Sideburns, Red Arrow, Star Fox, and Goth Girl, but no Flask, no Willie West. I was going to say it is not a bad lineup, but then I also realised it's practically unremarkable. Why did I get this? It's never good when I have to explain why I got a comic. I do like the Tiny Titans. I am a big Donatello fan, actually. She is my favourite one here. And I like the Willie West version of Flask, but we are done with him. Red Arrow and Shrek Boy are okay. Sideburns and Star Fox can be good when used right. I would like if the Tiny Titans had a good book, because they deserve it. And they haven't for a while. The other thing was one of the issues after this has a cover with Psychic Pilot. And it's a good cover. It's a villain I like. That appealed to me. Then a few after that, we have the return of Geodude's sister. You put her on this team, that gives it that spark that I feel is missing here. These are stories or issues that can and do appeal and intrigue me. So something like this, I do want to, and I did try to like. There's one bit of this I do like, right at the end, but most of the other stuff I didn't. I didn't like the art much. That bottom image of Donatello should exemplify why. And it's not really this artist. This artist has done decent work in other stuff. He was the artist on Action and Comics when Lenny Luthor was the main character. The first DC comic I got every month. I don't like just shitting on something though. It's not big and it's not clever. And I don't like that it comes across as me being very against this just on the basis of it being a modern or a current comic. I have got some DC stuff on order, the next haul video, new DC comics. I'm never going into a comic like this with all this pent up rage just for it being new. What would have completely changed my opinion or my feelings towards this would be, were it a full story. It's not, it is setup. It is 23 pages of setup. This is a very, very common thing with comics. It has been for 20 years or so. And it's not that I won't move with the times and accept this new pace of the medium. No, these are bad comics because they are incomplete. An issue like this feels like a 5-page preview. It's not an issue. I felt the same about the current Justice Society of Superheroes comic, issue 1 of that. I read that. It's just not a full comic. Month to month, it is an insufficient amount of content across the page count. So what happens is the team are attacked by bad memories. I considered complaining about these. They are like what someone who only knows the absolute basics would think of. Red Arrow's drug problem, Star Fox's sister, Goth Girl's dad. So then we get to our villain here, Cock King. I will be polite and not whinge about how much I don't like him. That is independent of this issue. Like the characters' costumes, it is not the fault of these creators. What is their fault is we don't learn what he is after, what his designs on the team are. We don't even get an action scene with him. We don't get any action all issue. That bit at the start with the alien was the mandatory action quota for the issue. The bit I like is that Donatello wasn't wiped out by the bad memory juju. She is ready to fight. It would be nice to see a fight, but the issue ends just as the story gets started. There's honestly more story and things accomplished in this 4-page wrestler promotional insert. Here is the cover to the next issue. Maybe it is better. We have the story set up now. Maybe with that out of the way, we can have a proper comic. I don't recommend it, and I'm not happy saying that. I want this to be much better. Yeah, future issues can improve. Maybe this really was just a weak one. I'm not saying that this is automatically bad from this one alone. It lowers my interest and my enthusiasm for more exponentially, and I am unlikely to get another issue. Or, let me put that into a phrase that I think eloquently summarises the problem. I do not think this underwhelming amount of content is worth the money it would cost to secure more of it. I am not going to say that it could potentially read better in trade, because that should never have been accepted as an appropriate thing to comment when their main release has always been as monthly floppies. 7 thumbs up.